new monster. The new monster is the internet. Before we didn't have the internet, you could just break records in the streets, the clubs, mix shows, street teams, and all that other stuff. And now you get the internet. Everybody got their own opinion. Everybody is almost can say whatever they want. So you got all of that going on. So you got to almost get all these different groundswells and all these different energies to kind of mesh as one to make it work.
How important is writing a business plan and a marketing plan? Like having a plan?
At the end of the day,
depends on what label you're at. Be honest about it.
Yeah, but you gotta have a plan, whether it's a
plan.
business plan, whether it's a promo plan, just because you gotta plan out everything that you got to get done in terms of everything. But again, it has to start with a hot record. Like you can't just think your record, you gotta be a really, really good record first and foremost. And then after you have a good record, then you sit down with some people who have some experience, whether it's whoever it is, and just make sure that they help you craft a good plan of how to attack and get everything done. And I always say, I think you should build from inward out. So that means you get your local community involved and interested in your record, then your region. So if you're in Tampa, get Tampa, then Florida, then expand from Florida, Alabama, and Georgia, and then go further out. And it's always based on the resources as well. So if you have more money, of course you can go on a bigger plan. But if you have less money, start and just build it out. And if the record is real, it'll catch fire and grow. And again, with the growth of the internet, a record can happen quicker because people can get it. Like they can just go and download. Like case in point, Drake. When Drake started to explode for us, it was like from 1 minute he went from, I remember the guy with the thick eyebrows, to being a superstar. And I remember how fast Drake went? I remember the flex of him calling you saying, yo, Drake, yo, we gotta get this. And it was like, within probably a month. Well, he was an underground for probably a year or two. But I'm talking about when it caught fire, it was so quick that, that's how it went.
So is it considered broken when it reaches a certain sale amount?
It's considered broken when people know who he is and there's a demand for him as a consumer. Meaning, if you got digital sales, you have record sales, you got people calling him to come in the marketplace, the artist is basically breaking, like, because you know who he is.
You have a hit on the radio and still not selling records.
Yeah, there are a lot of artists, that's why it's a blessing, as we said, like, there's a lot of artists who have a record on the radio not selling. Because there's no connection also with and people don't believe in it. Sometimes people don't believe in the artist. They just like the record, but they don't really, there's no connection, no growth.
How much is how big is it to y'all, in your opinion, like on a record that has substance? Like what do you all consider substance? Is that still relevant for music today, in y'all opinion, for rap?
It's kind of hard to, with us, it's kind of, you want to be honest about it.
Right.
Baby calls, say, get this record. We got substance and no substance.
Right. Like this. Oh, got this.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. It all depends on how Baby and Slim are talking.
Right.
Yeah,
but I understand what he's saying. But
at the end of the day, like when you say substance, like it's different for us than the independent. Here, I'll give you two examples. For us, because the brand is so strong now, when we come through, we're almost like, this is like, how would I say, the Yankees or
automatic.
No, we like, why we're here. Like, it's like, with our brand is so big and strong, we coming through the door, we want our record played. We're going to do everything. We'll work hard, we'll make the phone calls, we'll skin the cat, we'll get it done. And then so a record that has substance with us could go a lot further because we did all the groundwork already, so the machine is built. So say if we sign an artist who got a good record out of DC, we're going to put him through it. When he gets to our machine, it's going to automatically, people are going to believe in it, they're going to be interested because it's a part of our brand. Like, so that kind of record, if it has substance, is going to be huge. But you can have a deep record and people don't listen to it because sometimes people are so caught into this whole internet thing of what others think. And they don't really even, it's just crazy to me. I got a whole nother
Is there ever anything that you guys believe so much in yourselves that I don't care what nobody else gonna think. We like this record so much, we gonna push it ourselves and obviously take it to Baby and Slim.
Say what record it was, and the record always strapped.
Right.
Baby didn't want that record to come
out.
Right. Baby had a rock record that Timberland did, and I told him, I said, listen, if that record comes out, we're gonna get fired.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
Like this?
Yeah.
Man,
We
like,
begged. I
it was like,
remember.
yo, give us that always strap
It was-
record.
it
We're
was-
gonna make that record.
It was about
work.
1:30 in the morning. Malcolm was in the studio with Baby and Sylvia Rome. Sylvia Rome at the time was the president of Motown. And Malcolm calls me and is like, "You sure?" And we me and him together, because we got to break the records together. So he's saying, "Are you sure?" I'm saying, "Absolutely." So I was like, "Please, we gotta go to strap." I remember even talking to Baby in the van in New York. I was like, "Listen, please, there's always strap records gonna be big in the street. I know it's a little hardcore because when you're talking about straps, and people may be like, because of the guns." But I said, it's a big record in the streets and in people in the club and everything. And Malcolm, like, I was texting him. He's like, "Yo, I'm sitting in the we ready to talk about it." So Sylvia, tell him, Sylvia
comes in there, true story, about 1 o'clock in the morning, talking about she coming from pole dancing class.
True. This is true. True story.
I'm looking at
That's a true story.
Doc, Doc, come on, rein it in, Doc. Come on, Doc, rein it in.
True story.
So she's telling Baby,
Hey, pole dance on the wall
she's
first.
telling Baby, you're gonna change the game with this record. But she was talking about the Timberland record.
Don't be telling them.
So I was like, "Baby, no." I told him, I said, not that record, man. Always strap. I promise you, me and Mel will break this record. It is going to
We
be
fought for that
a hit."
record. We really believed in it.
He was like, "You
We
sure?"
fought for it, yeah.
And I was like, "Slim, jump in any time." He was like, "Always strap." And Slim agreed with us as well. You know, but Major was totally against that record initially.
Yeah. It's really interesting too, you know, when he said about Slim, because Slim's like the Yoda. He doesn't say everything, but he sees it all. And then what he says matters, because when, you know, with a person that doesn't speak so much all the time, when they do speak, it's needed and thought about, meaning that they really have calculated the whole thing, and they say, you almost would be like,
That's
oh,
Slim,
yeah.
100%.
And so when Malcolm said that about Slim, Slim had already felt the record was going to do what it did, and he was right. As you know, he's like the quiet brain behind everything. And he's a real music industry general. It's really interesting. Like if you saw a Baby and Slim, Baby's an artist in the general, Slim's like a general in the brain, and they both really come together in terms of just how everything is run.
Like you guys.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, maybe so we can make this relevant and so we can wrap this up. What advice would you guys give to up and coming talent on how to get to the level where you are?
I say first of all,
And then what's your preference of music?
first of all, I say like to any up and coming artist, most important thing again is the record. Like, don't, just tell all your friends, your family, just say, "Look, Mom, I know I'm your baby, Grandma, your boys. Like, don't tell me just because y'all support me. Tell me that this is gonna work. I can't get out there and stand in front of 10,000 people and they like, boo, get off the stage. No, tell me I got a hot record. Tell me that my record's okay. Just be honest with me, and that way I can grow as an artist, and it'll help me more than hurt me. I think at the end of the day, it has to be a hot record, a great record, for people to get into it. When I say hot record, I mean melody, arrangement, entertaining. Would you listen to it again? And just remember, radio stations, the first 30 seconds of a record is the most important part. So if you do not have your record in the first 30 seconds where it catches the attention and it's that kind of record, then you're not gonna go far. And I just gotta be honest, like that's the biggest, best advice I can give any upcoming artist. Don't just believe that you're great because you believe you're great. You believe in it as a part of it, but you have to believe in yourself and have others believe it, and hopefully be honest with you so you can be great. And personally, I like all kind of music, R&B, hip hop. I like some pop stuff. I've been around, so I love everything at some point.
Is there any artist in particular who you are more toward? Rap, R&B, rock?
To be honest with you, not because I work with him. I love everything that Wayne has done, only because like he doesn't just give you dirty South or rap, just he's expanding it. From when he did the rock album to playing guitar, it's different. Like we've been on tour with him for the last 6 years, so every tour is different. It's not like the same. It's not the same thing every time. It's like we've seen him grow from when we was doing clubs of 2,000-3,000 and people running and start shooting to like where it was amphitheaters. Now it's arenas, and like probably in another year, so he'll be doing stadiums of 60,000 plus. So to see that growth, that's like artistry to me. Like to see him develop and grow. If you make the same record over and over, so people say, "Oh, why is he doing rock?" So you want him to make the same record over and over, regardless of what he does. People are going to begin to splinter off and not love him anymore because we got this thing now where we love you so much that now it's time to hate you. You know what I mean? And that happened with 50 Cent. That's gonna happen with everybody. We I don't know if it's black people, white people, but for some reason, it's like as soon as you get hot, they do the underdog. They cheering, they waving your flag. The girls are you know, and it's crazy. And then as soon as you get so big, man, he ain't nothing. And it's like, where does that come from? But it happens all the time, and it's almost like a cancer. It's crazy, but that's what I really into. Like I want to support an artist who is ready to evolve and change the game, not be the same all the time, not make the same record 50 times. I mean, it's so much you can do about shooting up the club or getting the hottest girl and all that stuff. Like 50 records of that, that's enough already. Like you got to evolve. And one other thing is, for you to really be considered a great artist, you have to be good for a long time. For you to be great, it's not, you can't make one great album and say, I'm great. No, you got to be great over a long period of time, like a Derek Jeter, a Michael Jordan, consistency, like winning. And that's what Wayne has done. And the reason, I'm not like waving a Wayne flag, but if you ask me like what artists I respect and appreciate and will listen to, because I can see the growth and somebody being great for so long and keep doing it. From How to Love, I mean that kind of record, which I'm like me and Malcolm talk about all the time. We wish we could have got a country version because we could have put How to Love on in country stations and people will be playing and supporting that. And that's really real. Like there's not many rap records you could get that could be country records and go that far. And How to Love was a record. Yeah. And like when you get that, like, and all the people, I'm telling you, he'll tell you when we first gave the people, they're like, what is he doing? Oh, this is it for him. It's over. And within like probably 2-3 weeks, it was the biggest record in the country.
Biggest record of
we
Wayne's
see the
career.
mindset was that we believed
biggest
that
spinning radio record of Wayne's career.
Yeah, huge.
How to Love.
Huge. When we dropped the last album, we were 150 million in audience. That means there's potentially at any given time that record's playing, 150 million people are listening. That was the biggest record.
You know the most fascinating aspect of everything that Malcolm and Mel have said is that the sustainability comes from the hard work and the preparation. Like I was fortunate enough to go to Tulane, which is in New Orleans, and Lil Wayne was the lowest member of the Hot Boys. Like when BG and Juvenile and Turk and all them were a group, and you've seen him every time he's got an opportunity, his preparation was ready for that opportunity. So many times in life, like you aspire to be something, but when that opportunity presents itself, you're not ready to take a hold of it. And I think that's the thing that you really have to take from what they're saying, because you're talking about, when they talk about, I was the guy that helped Black Rob do Whoa. I was a part of a Tribe Called Quest becoming relevant, and you really put that timestamp on when that is, and to when they actually got the opportunity to be where they are now. Like there were some stairs that you had to be prepared for. And I think when you look at them, and you associate what they are now, you forget about all the hard work it took to get to where they are. Because there are no promises in anything. Like I come from a sports world, and you can do everything that's under your control and still not get an opportunity. But when you get the opportunity, if you aren't ready to take hold of it, then you're not going to succeed. And when you look at them, I think that's what you got to really like grasp on. Don't get so caught up in what they like, what they don't like, because a fan base's affinity to what they really feel changes. Like what was cool in rap in 1980 is much different than what's cool in rap now. You just got to be prepared. You got to have the preparation. You got to have the hard work. You got to have put in the time to like really, okay, embrace an opportunity. And I think when you see these guys, that's what you really got to take out of this. Because ain't nothing going to be guaranteed. But if they were to come to you right now and say, okay, we're going to put a track on, and that track could have came from anywhere. And they're going to say, well, you got to spit. Or they say we got artists that got a couple verses and we want you to give us a track that fit it. I mean, you got to be right there in that spot, and that might be your only shot in life. And I think that's what you take away from this, that even when nobody's looking, even when you don't have a song that's getting played, even when nobody putting you in the game, like I'm still right here trying to improve, I'm trying to get better, I'm trying to make sure that when a Malcolm and a Mel come along, okay, boom, I'm going to take advantage of this. Because Tom Brady, the perfect example. All you guys know Tom Brady, he's going to play in the Super Bowl next weekend. He was a 6th-round draft pick from the University of Michigan.
You got no ticket for next weekend?
He playing behind Drew Bledsoe. If Drew Bledsoe don't run out of bounds, he might not still be anybody that you ever heard of. But the most important part of his life is that when Drew Bledsoe got hurt, he was ready. And I think when they leave, like when they go back to doing what they're doing, because they're successful, they don't make it. You got to be Tom Brady. When that opportunity comes, you got to have your craft, you got to have your art form, you got to have your business to a point where, okay, I'm right there, now we big. That's the beautiful thing with Drake. You say what you want about Drake, okay? He's a soap opera, like Disney World type of character, but when he got the opportunity, he was pushing his rap thing for a long time. Nobody didn't feel it. But when somebody came along and said, we're going to give you a chance, what happened?
Really?
I think what Sean's saying is right. Everything's about preparation and hard work. And I'd like to thank you guys for your time. If we can thank Mel and Malcolm. We have a schedule we have to stay on. But you have a quick question because I do have to get them. Okay.
What's that?
What's next? What's next?
Oh, what's next? Tiger. Tiger.
February 21st.
Yeah, Tiger.
Gradually remix be out. This
Twist.
got leaked out this morning. too.
Chanel. You know, we signed Busta Rhymes. We signed Mystical. And we signed another rap superstar. We can't say it right now, but we signed somebody that's going to, everybody, when this news comes out, it's going to change the game. Like, it's really,
Bow Wow
really
is.
change. No, we signed Bow Wow, but we signed somebody
You said Mystical?
we signed Mystical, but we signed a superstar that's big in the game right now, signed to us. We can't announce it because of the politics.
Two of them. Oh.
Yeah.
Two of
Could
them.
it be Rose?
But, so it's big, but it's a big deal.
Brian Daniels.
You know,
Hey, I'm ready to throw that party when y'all ready to throw it. I ain't gonna bring no live alligators, but we can do it.
You got that 1 o'clock in the morning in the swamp chasing frogs. Man, you hit me Burger King right around the corner, man. I go flip a burger. Before I be flipping a frog 1 o'clock in the morning in the swamp.
I'd rather go Big Tails or something, you know what I'm talking about?
Get your half a slab.
Say it again, bring it to
You know what I'm
slab.
saying? Get your half a slab. Burger King.
They put on in the boxes and packets.
Man, listen, I went to Burn Steakhouse in Tampa, right? They doing like $200 steak.
But man, you get the steak,
They
man.
don't season it.
They don't listen. They don't see it. You can't even change the size on the thing, man. Man, tell you Texas man, $35, man, that fat greasy steak gonna be hot.
I tell you that Burns is like a dessert type spot.
Yeah, they got the upstairs. They got the,
dessert
dessert
Like,
room.
for us, we ain't gonna feel that entree. First of all, it's too much to read.
Man, I just chose
Like,
you.
they gonna bring you one menu. They gonna bring you a menu that got like 600 steaks on it, but none of them seasoned.
Aged steak.